Good evening once again. It's a wonderful time seeing you this weekend. Today we shall be going through another topic from our course outline from EDU 731. Today we shall be looking at the topic administration of school sports in Nigeria. We want to look at how is school sport administered in Nigeria. That is going to be what we'll be doing today. So you are welcome as we go along. Physical education is part of the student's total education at elementary school, middle school, secondary school, colleges, and university level. That is 6 years for elementary, 3 years for junior secondary school, 3 years for senior secondary school, and 4 years for the university. And colleges of education will be 3 years. At each level, there is a particular organizational structure which is designed to assist in achieving a particular goal. Let's look at the elementary and or primary school level now. This is referred to as education given in an institution for children between the ages of 6 to 11 years. Primary education in Nigeria is compulsory, universal, and free. All the subjects in the primary education curriculum include physical and health education are offered as core subjects. Between this age, the emphasis is to create an atmosphere of fun and enjoyment that will attract and develop the pupils' affection to wanting to continue in sport. Physical education activities enables the pupils to use their bodies in different ways and at the same time gain control over their bodies in space. In Nigeria, there is no physical education specialist in the elementary school unless in private schools. At this level, many schools have changed from the traditional curriculum of self-contained classroom to open or non-graded classes, and from less emphasis on low organized games, relays, and combative skills to more emphasis on readings and movement education. Physical education at this level is scheduled for 30 minutes twice a week. The teacher schedule range from 8 to 10 periods daily. Physical education is not enforced in all the elementary schools in Nigeria. Where it is enforced, it is not usually formally organized, though many schools may insert it on the timetable. Teachers do not usually consider it very serious. We leave the primary school and we go to the junior secondary school. Secondary school education is a form of education children receive after primary education and before the tertiary level. The broad goal of secondary education is to prepare the individual for useful living within the society and higher education. It is also indicated in the National Policy of Education that the junior secondary shall be both pre-vocational and academic, tuition-free, universal, and compulsory. Physical education at this level is placed as a non-vocational elective. However, some states in the country make it compulsory elective for junior secondary school students. The curriculum content appears similar for the three levels, except that is in JSS 2 and JSS 3, there is the inclusion of career guidance in physical and health education. The need of students at this level is met through individual and team sports. Also, opportunities for competitions is provided through intramural and interscholastic meetings. These programs are regarded as integral part of the physical education program. Supervision of this program is included in the general teaching assignment. Then we look at the senior secondary. The senior secondary school is recognized to be comprehensive with core curriculum designed to broaden people's knowledge and outlook. Physical and health education is offered as non-vocational elective options. Since the state does not come under the National Basic Education concept, the federal government appear silent about developing the curriculum for secondary school. Physical education teachers, however, use the syllabus prepared by the West African Secondary School Certificate Examination, WASC. Then we look at the college and the university level of our education. The college differ from the university in title, organization structure, size, and curriculum. A college is usually organized into division schools and departments. For example, a college has a division of liberal arts and science that contains the School of Education, in which there is a department of physical education. A university includes college, divisions, schools, and departments. For instance, at the university, there is the College of Health, Physical Education, and Recreation, which includes the Division of Athletics and Department of Physical Education. In the University of Lagos that we are in, there is a Department of Human Kinetics and Health Education that is under the Faculty of Education that takes part and prepares students to become good teachers of physical education as they leave the university to become teachers in the primary school, in the secondary school, and in colleges of education. In the university, students are of different backgrounds, experiences, interests, needs, and goals. Students may obtain bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degrees. At this stage, students pursuing a bachelor's degree may enroll in physical education to meet a requirement or as an elective, but medical reasons, military service, age, or athletic participation may serve to exempt students from required physical education. Apart from the sporting activities that are being organized in individual colleges or universities basis, there are the intercollegiate sports called Nigeria University Games Association NUGA, Nigeria Polytechnic Games Association NIPOGA, and Nigeria College of Education Games NASEGA. Each has its own governing bodies. So at every level of our education, you find out that sports is put into perspective. In the primary school, there is no physical education teacher. A teacher in the primary school is expected to teach all the subjects. But in the secondary school, yes, you now have teachers of physical and health education. In the university, you have lecturers that are teaching sport administration, sport management, sport psychology, exercise physiology, and so on. So at every point and at every level of our sports in Nigeria or in the school system, you find out that physical education is being managed differently at different level, but the main aim is to achieve a goal and a purpose. So that is all about the administration of school sports in Nigeria. every level has its own administrators. In the university, you have the director of sport in the sports center. In the College of Education, you have also director of sport. In our secondary schools, you have department of sports. And in the primary school, although primary school seems to be floating, because it is the teacher, the class teacher that teaches all the subjects of. But better now in Lagos State, there has been an app that has been developed that the teachers use in teaching this subject. But you find out that because this subject is not being taught by professionals, a lot of can be left undone. But from the university, the secondary school, the university, the colleges of education, you have professionals being the one handling the teaching of physical education. Although in some secondary schools, also you see a non-professional handling it and so on. So that is what we are looking at today when we talk about the administration of school sports in Nigeria. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. So, we might now decide to take our questions as we have some little form of discussion. Thank you.